let's let the voters in the 13th district know how long you all might stay in office. When you think about the future, let's talk about term limits. Are we just looking at a couple of terms, or would you like to make a career out of this?
I don't want to make a career out of it. What I want to do is serve as long as I can be effective for this district, making sure that I'm actually doing the job that people are electing me for. I'm not going to give you an arbitrary number because I don't know what that number is. I don't want to be elected today and then tell you that I'm going to stay for a certain number of years and the constituents say, well, but you're doing a good job, we think you need to continue, and then have to backtrack on something. That's not what I'm going to do. I do believe in term limits. I signed the term limits pledge, but what we have to do if we're going to impose term limits for all, we need to do it for all of Congress. It needs to be a constitutional amendment so that everybody is playing by the same rules. The biggest mistake we could make would be to have a term limits imposed on just this district or this state, so that we had always the far left coast and the right coast having senior members, and ours would always be a freshman or sophomore member. We would never have that seniority. We wouldn't have that same effectiveness. So in order to represent this district, I want to serve as long as this district will allow me, and as long as my wife will allow me. But I'm not staying forever. This is not a new career for me. This is not something I want to do because I'm not leaving home. I'm staying in Randall County.
Okay, Dr. Jackson.
This is where me and my opponent differ as well. You know, I signed the term limits pledge as well. It's a useless piece of paper. I mean, it is. It's an out for career politicians and lobbyists like my opponent so that they can tell you that they're for term limits when their intention is to go there and make a career. And if Mr. Weingarten gets elected, his intention is to stay just like his predecessor did for 26 years and make a career out of it. He's already documented that in the previous debate we had. We talked about term limits and how long we're going to stay. And he was asking me what would I do whenever 10 years was up and I was going to be offered a committee chairmanship. Would I walk away? And I told him, I'm not worried about what happens in 10 years. I'm worried about what happens in January when I show up. I'm not going to wait 10 years until I get a committee chair to start making a difference in this district. I'm going to start using the impact that I have from day one. I have relationships that are in place. I'm going to get in there. I'm going to make a huge difference for this district from day one, not 10 years out. And I will tell you how long I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay 8 to 10 years. I've already done 25 years in the United States Navy. I've got a full career. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to make a massive impact for this district, and then I'm going to turn it over to somebody who's just as fired up and enthusiastic as I am about making a difference.
Would you make that pledge tonight?
Absolutely.
That after 10 years, you would leave the 13th district?
I'm telling you right now, 10 years from now, I will leave. I will serve this district. I will serve it well. I will make a name for this district. I will do incredible things for this district over the next 10 years, but I will not stay after 10 years. I'm a firm believer in term limits, and I think we have to lead by example. That's what they teach us in the United States Navy. That's why I finished in the Navy as a United States Navy Admiral, because I lead by example, and that's what I intend to do.
Okay.